Hi, my name is April Shirelli, and I'm thrilled to be the Elementary Social Studies Writing Coordinator for Birdville ISD. Social studies has always been a passion of mine, and I can confess I have spent many an afternoon in front of the TV watching a documentary on the History Channel. As a former 3rd and 5th grade teacher, I am looking forward to helping teachers plan for learning in this exciting subject. I believe with all my heart that social studies is an important subject. Not only does it give our children an understanding of the rights and responsibilities we have as American citizens, but it also prepares our children for upcoming assessments that rely on comprehension of nonfiction text. Social studies is also the perfect subject to build connections across the content areas. I have worked in urban and suburban areas, and I can tell you that social studies connects our students to each other and to their future. What makes our country great is our diversity coupled with a common understanding of what it means to live in this great country, the United States of America. I don't know how many of you watched the Olympics this past month, but I was struck once again about how proud I was to live in the USA and the important lessons we teach our children through the social studies standards. This will be my 9th year as an educator with Birdville ISD, but it is my first year as a parent to a Birdville kindergartner, and I am confident that she will receive a top-notch education with top-notch educators there to help her succeed. In my section today, I hope to give you a more clear understanding of social studies expectations and how the social studies curriculum in Eduphoria will benefit all the students in your classrooms. Remember, I am here for you, and I'm only an email or a phone call away. Welcome back to Social Studies. This is an exciting year, and we're glad you're here. One of the first questions I've been getting around the district is, where did Julie go? No worries, Julie is still a part of the curriculum team and is now focusing on the secondary aspect of social studies. I have been blessed to work with her this summer, and we will continue to work together as we align the curriculum for the jump from elementary to middle school. The other question I'm getting is, did I see writing attached to your title? The answer is, yes, you did. My focus is on bringing writing to the content areas outside of ELAR. I am currently working with our ELAR elementary and secondary coordinators to develop a more aligned writing curriculum. For right now, I would like to focus on having students respond to open-ended questions and looking for ways to include writing pieces in social studies, math, and science. If you have some suggestions of writing pieces that align with the TEKS and are in other content areas, please email them to me for review. Do you feel like your brain just got 10 times bigger than it was on Monday? We all are learning as we move to Eduphoria, and in this presentation, I am going to share with you what to expect in Eduphoria from social studies and how it can help you as you plan. We have moved to a standards-based curriculum. The standards are the TEKS, so you may hear these words used interchangeably. When you look inside Eduphoria, you will find process skills, standards or TEKS, as well as a list of unit documents. In social studies, loaded will be the unit overview, the vocabulary, and resources. Some units may also have assessments and others may not. Process skills are not attached to the content TEKS, although you are still responsible for teaching these. Remember, these are the TEKS that you attach to a content standard. For example, you may obtain information about a topic using a variety of valid oral sources, like it states in Standard 2.18a. But you would attach this to Standard 2.13a that asks the student to identify characteristics of good citizenship. Therefore, through conversations, music, and interviews, you would identify characteristics of good citizenship. In all grade levels in social studies, this is how you will want to approach the process skills. When you open up a unit, you are going to see a list of standards or TEKS for that particular unit with a suggestion of how many days to spend on that unit. I want to tell you ahead of time that the TEKS are listed in numerical order, but that doesn't mean you should teach them that way. You need to work in your PLC to figure out the best way to plan for learning and ensure that you teach all the required TEKS or standards in the right 6 weeks. While not every standard has a lesson attached, some do in social studies. In our curriculum writing teams, we have moved the lessons that we thought best fit the standard into Eduphoria. Each of these is attached to the standard and can be found as a resource. These lessons may not be there for all of the subject areas, so keep that in mind as you are planning. In addition to this, when you see a standard about a famous person, that is where you will find the I Spy biography cards that can be used for those standards. You may also notice that social studies standards may look different than all the other subject areas. For one, all of the listed standards or TEKS will be on a white background. They are all colored white because at this point none of our subject is tested at the state level in elementary school. Each standard or TEKS in social studies has a clarifying document. This year, our focus is to make sure that we are truly aligning our assessment to the standards. For this reason, every standard has been broken down to the definition of the verb, the content, the context, and includes a sample assessment item. I can tell you that I have spent all summer creating these documents, and it has been eye-opening as I have worked with horizontal curriculum teams to make sure that we assess appropriately. This focus on the standard will help you as you make decisions about planning for learning. Everyone needs to relook at the TEKS and focus on the verbs and what they want us to do. For example, when I was a 5th grade teacher, I spent about 6 weeks making sure all of my students knew their states, capitals, and postal abbreviations. When I dove deep down into the TEKS this summer, there is only one TEK that even discusses states and capitals, and the verb that is used is to locate, and the context is to locate them on a map. This type of test can be eliminated and built into the content in a regions unit, for example, where it makes sense to discuss states and capitals. It is important as we look at what we are used to doing to reevaluate the decisions we are making. If you are currently doing daily geography, I ask you to relook at how it aligns to the TEKS you are covering this 6 weeks. If you see that it doesn't, and that you can accomplish mastery of your geography TEKS within your content, then please do this. This ability to relook at what you are doing will allow us all to work smarter and use our time more efficiently. In addition to this, I want to let you know that while the standards are posted for the year, the clarifying documents will only be posted about 2 to 3 weeks prior to the next 6 weeks. So if you don't see it yet, please don't stress. It's on its way. I want to take a moment to explain the resources that you will see in your unit documents. Required resources will be those that the district provides. It does not mean those that you are expected to use, although the ones listed are aligned to the standards. Each required resource will be attached to a standard or TEKS, and anything under recommended is something we highly recommend your principal might want to purchase, and those under suggested are those that you can use as well. For most grade levels, the only part filled out this year is going to be the required resources. If you know of resources that you would recommend or suggest, please let me know. You will also find a posted list of vocabulary words under vocabulary in the unit document section. In addition to the other documents, every unit will have a unit overview that includes concepts and key understandings, guiding questions, and some teacher suggestions for activities. Please remember all subject areas will include the TEKS organized by 6 weeks, a clarifying document, and the resources. What can I do to help build Eduphoria as a resource? Share with each other and share with me. Working with your teams and using the new capabilities in Eduphoria will allow us to help students in ways that were not possible in other systems. Also, if you have lessons and assessments or activities, please feel free to email them to me for review. I also want to say that if you are looking for a resource that you don't find in Eduphoria, please email me as I still have access to the materials that were in CCO. What are the social studies expectations? The expectation is that social studies is taught every day. The STAR test has made this increasingly important with its emphasis on nonfiction text. We must make sure we are accomplishing this in order to provide our students with the skills they need to be successful. Did any changes occur in social studies this summer? Well, the truth is I have some good news. Last year, when the TEKS were revised, curriculum teams spent a good amount of time realigning the TEKS. In working with curriculum teams this summer, we decided to make only a few minor adjustments to the scope and sequence. An example of this would be in kindergarten. While the TEKS have not changed, after examining the farm unit, we realized that the emphasis was not on farms and instead was on economics and jobs. That unit of study in kindergarten is now properly named economics. I am pleased to share that every 5th grade classroom will be receiving Social Studies Alive textbooks this year, as well as one online subscription per campus. If you couldn't make the Social Studies Alive training this year, no worries. Please keep your eye out for a training date in September. It will be listed under Workshop in Eduphoria. Right before the first 6 weeks, you will find a unit in Eduphoria called Celebrate Freedom Week and National Constitution Day. Make sure you plan for the students to learn these TEKS this week. You will also find clarifying documents for each standard. This year, Celebrate Freedom Week and National Constitution Day is September 17th. I would also like to share that it came to my attention that every national park has materials to loan, and they quite frequently aren't taken advantage of. If you would like for your students to get their hands on some great history, please use this website and sign up for materials to be sent to you. Remember, the sooner you place your order, the more guaranteed you are that they will arrive. One of our Birdville ISD beliefs is that quality public schools build and preserve a healthy democratic society. And our portrait of a BISD graduate includes citizenship. Remember as you work this year that it is all about the students. Elementary teachers build a critical foundation for our students' learning. What you do today has a huge payoff in the end. I want to end by telling you how excited I am to be in Birdville ISD. We are taking a new journey together as we move to a standards-based curriculum, and I know the hard work you do this year will pay off for our students. I need to thank the curriculum writing teams and all the trainers who have helped make yesterday and today possible. Remember, we are in this together, and I'm only an email or a phone call away. Now please listen to your facilitator as they send you to your next session.